Welcome to another weekly edition of our StaySmart newsletter and podcast, brought to you by Viciniti Corporate Housing, where we try to keep you updated on what we see happening in the travel, relocation, corporate housing, mobility, anything that we think might be relevant to you and to your company. I'm coming to you today from the home of the Dallas Cowboys, AT&T Stadium. I'm here today for the Why Texas conference. It's a one-day conference all about Texas, why people are moving to Texas, why people are relocating here. It's really relevant to our industry. It's the first time that I've been to this conference. It's the second year that they've had this conference. So some really good information that we're learning today. We do have some good articles for our newsletter this week. The first one is actually from Skift Travel. Actually, the data comes from Accor, and it's about purposeful travel. Kind of looking at why are we traveling? Why are we traveling for business in particular? And it talks about not just evaluating the client relations. Obviously, that is important, but also looking at the effect on the employee and the effect on the company, and also the effect on the environment. Factoring all those things in, I think as we go into 2024, travel buyers are going to have to factor all those things into those buying decisions, and look at not just return on investment, but return on expectations. And hospitality companies need to be aware of that too, for their accommodations. And then the next article is from Worldwide ERC. It's their Mobility Minute. It's their publication that they put out, and in particular I want to highlight their highlight is when they're highlighting Global Mobility Symposium that's coming up in a couple weeks in Boston. It's the annual conference here in the US for ERC, and there's some good sessions that are going to be going on, so take a look at that. In particular, there is a pre-conference session that CHPA and ERC are partnering together, and it looks at sustainability, service, supply, and how to meet customer expectations. So I think that'll be a great session. I'm definitely going to be going to that, so take a look at that. And then next, there's an article that we've talked about previously, is holiday travel. CBS News talks about if you're looking to travel for Thanksgiving or Christmas here in the US, you probably need to make those buying decisions now, and particularly for Thanksgiving. If you're going to be flying, you should be booking those now here in the next week or so. And then if you're going to be flying for Christmas, probably should be looking to make those buying decisions between now and the end of the month. So definitely get ahead of that. I'm actually going out to Wyoming in November. I've already made all my travel arrangements. So good article about travel over the holidays. And then there's an article about the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol announced last month a new mobile app for their global entry program. This looks like a pretty cool mobile app. It's something you can just kind of take a selfie. If you're already a member of Global Entry, you can utilize the mobile app and have an even more seamless entry process. So if you're one of the 12 million Global Entry users, go ahead and check out that new mobile app that they released last month. And then finally, the Points Guy, there's an article that he put out about the Airbnb CEO. Put out some information. He was an interview with him talking about New York City and how he anticipates hotel rates to go up in New York City because obviously we talked about a couple weeks ago, there was a new ban in place on short-term rentals, and it's probably going to eliminate up to 15,000 listings, Airbnb listings in New York City. CEO says that's going to cause hotel rates to go up because there's less supply. I do think that's probably true. I think that'll be interesting to watch. In the short term, there were some hotel representatives quoted in the article too, saying that those travelers are probably different that have been using Airbnb in New York City versus hotel users who are typically single, business travel, things like that. And there probably is a difference overall between those two buyers, but I think there's still going to be an effect in the short term, into next year on the rates in New York City. So I think that'll be interesting to watch and see if how that affects other cities. Like here in Dallas, they put in new regulations around Airbnb. So how does that affect the hotel rates here in Dallas and New York City and other cities that are implementing these new short-term rental bans? So that's the information that we have this week. Like I said, ERC is just a little over a week away. If you guys want to meet up with me or my colleague Amy Yount's going to be there also, let us know. If you have any questions that you would like us to answer, if you'd like more information about Viciniti corporate housing, how we might be able to help you with your corporate housing policies or any relocation questions you may have, please let us know. That's what I see transitioning this week. Take care, everyone.